Coaches, watch this whole video. Try me, challenge me. I believe after you watch this whole video, I'll keep it short, you're gonna decide, if you haven't already, that your Beachbody business, the success of it, is gonna be a non-negotiable thing. If you ever had any doubts or an option in the back of your brain, if it doesn't work out, well, no big deal, I can just, forget about it and move on. I think you're gonna toss that in the trash. So try me, watch the rest of this video. All right, I got two 1099s in the mail this year because I've got two businesses. I've got my Beachbody business, which was first, and I've got my rental property business, which was second. My Beachbody business funded my rental property business because for the 5 properties that I have so far, that was well over $100,000 to get the down payments to get those buildings. So first understand that. Now, the 1099s. My 5 buildings made me about $70,000 in addition to my Beachbody money. Okay, $70,000, that sounds pretty nice. The overhead for a traditional business, which a rental property is like a traditional business, is so great. I might see somewhere between $9,000 and $10,000 of that $70,000. That's a huge overhead. The 1099 for my Beachbody business, I'm a 6-figure earner. Started at zero just like you. I learned some skills. I put it to work in my spare time. I got a 6-figure business now in my Beachbody business. The only required business expense, $15.95 a month. Plus I do the Shakeology. So if you include that, it's like $120, $115 or whatever it might be a month for 6 figures. There's some Beachbody coaches that are making well over $100,000 a month. Still, the only required business expense is $15.95 a month. That is like the contrast between traditional business and what we have. The risk to reward ratio is just outright ridiculous. This is a better way. It's like Eric Worre says, it's a stone cold fact. We've got a better way. We certainly do in terms of leverage and risk to reward ratio. 9 out of 10 people say, I'd love to own my business, but there's so much risk. And they're right. Traditional business is a huge risk. You can't even get a loan unless you put your house up for collateral or something, and you risk losing everything, and most people do within the first 2 years. That's why they can't get a loan from a bank unless they put everything they have up for collateral. So coaches, you need to understand the risk to reward ratio that we have is so far ahead of everything else. It's just outright ridiculous. It's not even close. It's not even a comparison anymore at that point. And the insignificant amount of money to get started. I told you I had to invest to get those 5 buildings well over $100,000. That's representative of traditional business. Some traditional business, you need $1 million to get started of your own money. That doesn't even include the part that's financed. And same for me, that well over $100,000 doesn't even include the part that's financed, and then there's interest payments for the part that's financed. That's a huge amount of risk. That's a huge amount of funding, which this Beachbody business paid for, just so you understand that. So in the Beachbody business, it's an insignificant, a couple $100, maybe $150, maybe $300. Whoop-de-flip-and-do. Anybody can get that. Anybody can get a credit card just about and put it up so that you can do this without even using your own money. So insignificant amount of money to start versus the kind of money that most people don't have to start, which is a traditional business. Insignificant versus 6 or 7 figures. Insignificant is pretty cool. That means what we have can reach down to anybody, no matter what their financial class is, no matter how broke, no matter how poor somebody is, no matter what somebody's past is. This business reaches down to the very bottom. Traditional business does not. You have to have a lot of something to get a traditional business going. The risk to reward ratio. I mean, I got about $9,000 or $10,000 take home out of $70,000. There's people in what we do that make a couple $100,000 a month. And they get to take home virtually all of it. Can you imagine that? Can you freaking believe it? That's incredible. So now what's cool about another thing, just so you understand, it's not all about the money. Truly rich people measure their wealth by their time, not their money. But if you're enlightened, you're going to make that connection between being financially free and having your freedom of your time. But the more money that we make in what we do because of the product that we have, that's a direct reflection of people getting healthy. We make our money spreading health, quashing sickness, helping people get out of debt and get ahead financially. So we want to create as many millionaires as we can Because when we create enough millionaires, we will have reversed these trends of obesity, trends of chronic sickness, and chronic debt. And that's a good thing. So share this with your teams and understand this and communicate it however you want. Pique people's interests within the business already, and people that are looking at this business, maybe people that want to start a traditional business. It's much smarter to start this first, like I did, versus trying to start a traditional business first. Much smarter to do it this way, like I did. I'm living proof, and I got these two 1099s side-by-side comparison. This is much smarter. So use this information however you want to help people make a really smart decision. Take care, everyone. I'll see you soon. FireYourBoss.xyz is my website. .xyz, not .com. I got tons of social media training there. FireYourBoss.xyz. Share this, and I'll see you later.